Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 5 of the Zero to Payout series. And today has been a rough one. I'm not gonna lie. You can see here, we're down $4.99 on the account. We're down $500 on the account. I took this on my Top Step accounts, and we'll go to the stats here real quick. We're still up $776 on the account, so that's good. Not really the win rate I'm hoping for though. If we go down to the calendar, you'll see here, minus $4.99, and then yesterday, you'll see that I took a trade and got break even on it. So I'm gonna go over both of them, thought process behind everything, and yeah, just give you guys the whole rundown. So starting with today's trade, I actually had a lot of conviction in this shit playing out. So recently in the market, we've been making a lot of the bigger, cleaner moves in the PM session. Like it hasn't, some of them have been in Asia, haven't got too much action in New York session, but PM session has been really high probability from what I can see. And today we had, going into the morning, it was a pretty clear buy. I had a bullish bias going into this morning because here we tapped this is on ES, but we'll go over to NQ because I did my original analysis on NQ. So we tapped into this daily bullish gap and then we were displacing higher. And then I noticed we had another daily bearish gap here for price to retrace to. So I wanted to get an entry towards this daily daily bearish gap. On the 1 hour time frame, we also had, this was that data high from yesterday that was put in at 7 a.m., whatever random data that was, and that aligned. This was the entry to that daily gap. So I really wanted to get an entry to this high. Unfortunately, ES came up and we took that pretty quickly this morning without really a good opportunity for an entry. We were sitting inside of this 5-minute range, and then out of nowhere, price just kind of displaced up and took out this draw. And one of my rules, I will not target a draw on liquidity that was SMT'd during market open, just so I couldn't take this on NQ. That's a lesson I learned a little bit ago, and it will save you a lot of losses in the long run. Today, NQ still did end up taking out, where is it? NQ did end up tapping that daily bullish gap, but more times than not, those trades are going to fail, or it's more of a coin flip type of trade. So can't do anything about that. But then what I saw is we had ES came up, not only tapped this daily bearish gap, but there was also a 4-hour gap right above that I want to see get tapped as well. And then when ES comes up, we take both draws. We have this V shape, which if we want to keep going higher, this should pump higher, but instead price puts in an SMT here. So NQ takes out this high, ES does not, and we start displacing lower with very heavy volume. Now, I was not really watching the charts too much at this point. This was past 10:30. We've already taken the draws, but I still had my charts open. I was doing some other shit. And when I saw this happening, it was almost a guarantee for me that ES wants to come down and take out these stacked hourly lows. This draw was very, very nice in my opinion. It looks even better on NQ. I mean, look at those stacked lows. I mean, that even if price wants to go higher, I would still expect these lows to get taken out. Now, ES was the weaker asset at the time. So I originally entered on this candle right here at 64.51. That was my initial entry, and my stop was at this high right here. I was looking for some type of pullback and then a flip lower to add to this position. And you can see we never really got that. So you're probably wondering, why did I add to this position? The main reason I added was because it didn't change my risk at all if I added to the position. Because at this point, if price puts in this high right here and we're displacing lower, if price comes back up to take out this high, we're taking out these highs too. There's no doubt about it. We're not going to sweep this high right here and then move lower. So what I did is I added to my position somewhere around, it was right around this point right here when I saw us hold this gap. We were still displacing lower, failing to go higher. So I added here, I moved my stop to this high. And so I was still risking the same, but my reward was going to be that much better. And unfortunately, this trade did not hit. And then we did whatever the hell this was. I was looking at the news calendar. I knew we had an FOMC speaker at 12, but I didn't see anything that should cause some weird shit to happen. So I have no idea. I'm sure Trump tweeted some shit or whatever. No idea what this was about, but I had a lot of conviction in this trade. I mean, we are respecting this daily gap that price tapped into. We're displacing lower with heavy volume, invalidating any reason to move higher. We already took out the draws. Beautiful draw lower being the stacked hourly lows. Higher time frame trend is still very much bearish. And overall, I think I had a pretty safe entry. So not really upset with this loss. I would say this trade definitely plays out more times than not, but honestly, just kind of unfortunate. It really is what it is. Things I could have done differently, I don't know. I guess I could have waited for, like, because I had kind of a late entry, instead of just entering real quick, I probably should have waited for a retracement higher into one of these gaps and then a continuation lower and taken that trade. But really, other than that, I think this was perfectly okay for a starter size. Ideally, would have wanted to enter on this candle here once I saw this 5-minute get inversed. But I'm really not too upset about the trade. Everything about this aligned for lower prices. I figured this daily bullish gap did its job by holding and then going to these highs in the daily bearish gap, and then we were just going to keep moving lower. But it's not what ended up happening. So it just, yeah, that is what it is. That was my thought process behind it. Am I upset about it? No, it's part of trading. It's part of the game. We take losses and we move on. I didn't revenge trade, didn't try to hop into a long after this and catch whatever this is. You take your loss and you walk away from the screen. That's all you can do. Now, the trade that I am upset about was yesterday's trade. And I've got this pulled up on TradingView on replay mode. Oh, this one's tough. This trade would have put us over that 2K buffer on the account. I would have made a decent chunk on this trade. This one sucks. So you can see this was yesterday. This was also a PM session trade. Price came up. We respected this 4-hour gap right here, never closed above it. And then price immediately flushed down, had this beautiful hourly close. Price retraced into this 1-hour gap, immediately starts flushing again. And this draw was so clean. Not only did we have this internal low that we put in the night before in Asia session, but this daily bullish gap was like the cleanest draw of all time. It was a very significant daily bullish gap. It's the only place that price was going to go. So I was waiting for some type of retracement for an entry. I got lucky by checking the charts at this time, and I saw that price came up into this 15-minute gap, and that was going to be my condition. If we wanted to hold these gaps and move lower, then I was going to take an entry because of how strong the draw was, invalidating any reason to go higher. It looked perfect, in my opinion. And so price comes up into this 15-minute gap. We get this 5-minute close. I wanted to see a little bit more confirmation. And once we got this 5-minute close, I was very, very convinced that price wanted to go take out this daily gap. And the mistake I made on this trade, this was my break-even point. And as you can see, price took it. I got break-evened by a point, literally by a point. So we were 1 point away from being above that 2K buffer on the account. And then price just ran to the draw. So that sucks. I think with this trade, I definitely should have given this more room. The reason I put my stop at break even is because I wanted to see this 5-minute gap right here hold, and it did end up holding. This probably should have been more of a manual close type of trade. Like if price closed above this 5-minute gap, then I closed the position. But this, I mean, it just kind of sucks. And after a break even, I did not want to re-enter this position, because if I get break evened and then re-enter and then the trade loses, especially with it being, it was 2:30, like I didn't want to try to catch a piece when we've already moved quite a bit on the day. It just kind of sucks. So that one is really unfortunate. Like I said, would have made a lot on this trade. It was a very good trade. Yeah, honestly, with this one, how I probably should have played it was, like I said, do a starter size here because we're still pretty far from the draw, a good 100 points. And then on this retracement, adding to the position would have been super clean. Moving my stop here, we would have been well above that 2K buffer. I was a little salty about that when I went to the gym after that and tried to clear my head, but yeah, a little bit tough. So with the Top Step account sitting at a balance of 776, I really don't pay attention to the balance too much. I pay more attention to the drawdown. So we still have $1,500 worth of drawdown on the account. Really, how I'm going to play it from here. Continue to risk 500. I guess the series is going to play out a little bit longer, which is good, because if that trade would have hit, then we probably just would have scalped winning days and that would have been it. but I'm still gonna risk probably around 500 per trade. And if I see a setup that's really good, really A+, I'll risk between that 650, 750 range on that. Good habits, good discipline. Losses are part of the game. They're inevitable. You have to accept them. This is what this series is all about, is showing the raw reality behind day trading. As always, I have the link to join my free Discord that's going to be in the description of this video. I post my bias every single day. I post the draw on liquidity. I review any trades that you guys send in, and it's all completely free. So definitely go check that out. But I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.